Welcome to Magical Moments, and I'm your host, Alena Chapman, and let's get some of that ease and betterment in our life. So today, I have a question for you. Have you ever, or did you ever stop, have you ever allowed yourself to let go and have what I call a wonder-filled day? You know, with yourself. Not, going out with the girls or the guys, not doing, active things like that, but a wonder-filled day with you. What is a wonder-filled day? It's a wonder that fills you with listening to music that lifts you to something higher than yourself, that just gives you so much gratitude. Or reading an inspiring book, a book where you really see so much of the power that you have inside yourself that lifts you up to something bigger, or dance, truly dance by yourself. Yes, all by yourself. Dance in the yard, dance in the house, and allow the music. Listen to the music. Don't be self-conscious. Just allow the music to move you. Get totally engrossed in the rhythm, that will attach to the rhythm that's already inside you. Or even sat on the porch with coffee or tea, with that rain or that thunder, or on a beautiful day when the clouds are big and fluffy, and feel that great force and gift that's being given to the earth and to you. I really do have to ask this, do you find this useless or even stupid? Are you just kind of frightened to let go and be yourself without anything else? Without any kind of thoughts of the business, the kids, the grandkids, the worries of financial, worries of this. Just let yourself go and get into something bigger. To be moved by this force that's inside you. That incredible, omnipresent force that is in all life opens you to the miracles around you. But you gotta let go. You gotta bring your life into that full experience and allow yourself to be moved to this incredible place that all you can say is thank you. And feel it vibrate inside you. It's time. It's time, guys. Because without that incredible, wonderful feeling that lifts you out of here, then the world gets hard and it gets mundane. It gets repetitive. It gets daunting. But when you allow yourself this time to have fun with you, that wonder fun, you can bring that into your life. And you'd be surprised about the new synchronicities, the magic you'll see in someone else's words or their eyes. You will be surprised how life starts to open up for you. Give it a try. I dare you. All right, let's get going on this show. Dr. Lara May. I just love this. She's a PharmD. She's an advanced practical clinical pharmacist that specializes in functional medicine and energy medicine. I love, love, love energy medicine. She has worked in emergency rooms and adult acute care for a decade, counseling nurses, doctors, patients, and families about medication regimes and maximizing treatment outcomes. Lara started studying and practicing Reiki and energy medicine in 2014. Her passion has since grown from Band-Aid medicine, isn't that interesting, into empowering women to truly heal themselves on the physical, mental, and spiritual levels. Now, as a functional medicine specialist, Lara has expanded her coaching practice to encompass intuitive healing and functional medicine together, with the intention of empowering the healing of her clients on multiple levels, and that helps to restore their health and happiness. Isn't that fantastic? With that, I would like to bring Lara on. Hello, Dr. Lara.
Good morning.
How are
Thanks
you?
for having me. I'm fantastic. How about you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much. So, all right. So here you are, this clinical, practical pharmacist. And so you are the person I meet like at Walgreens or CVS or any other kind of drugstore there is, that you help me to know whether my medicine is safe, how to take it, all that wonderful stuff, right?
Kind of. So you would actually meet me most likely, unfortunately, in an emergency room or an ICU. That's where my primary Western medicine clinical practice is. And, helping the sickest of the sick, the most vulnerable in their time of need.
Yes.
Which is why I like that aspect of practice. But also,
Lara, I think it's called desperate. By that time. Yeah.
Yeah. But isn't that interesting how we've all been there? I mean, the reason I came to this path and to this work was because of my bottom. We all have a different bottom, which sort of sometimes and hopefully snaps us out of wherever we are at that bottom.
Yeah.
So in that Western medicine practice, I help people understand themselves, the disease state, and the medicines that will hopefully help them out of that situation on a deeper level in a way that they can implement things to make change in their life. And then from there, in my functional medicine practice, I help people hopefully prevent them from showing up in that ER or ICU, but also, hopefully try to prevent things like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, all the things, and even in mental health as well, with really implementing actual tangible things to do on a daily basis that create this life that really feels fulfilled and that takes you into a place of wellness and keeps you there.
It's really, and then what drove you, probably that aspect, but a little bit more about that. What drove you, because I'm a Reiki master myself, and so what drew you into the energy that surrounds us, the energy that flows through us, that wonderful energy healing? What did you find that was doing as an added plus for people?
So from one perspective, it was my personal desperation of I'm not getting better, I'm not feeling better, I'm actually getting and feeling worse. And everything I've tried from the Western medicine traditional perspective has not helped.
Yeah.
It's either, again, like that Band-Aid medicine concept. It's just a temporary alleviation, but it's not a real cure or solution. And so my own personal path took me into that. And then also being a pharmacist and have studied physics, chemistry, biology, all these things to get to where I am through all the schooling that we have to do to, come to this place as a practicing pharmacist, I understood that there is science behind the woo-woo. And if I could help people understand that so that they have a deeper, stronger understanding and belief, because it's our beliefs that really can help us, but also be a saboteur in our lives. And so if we can, I feel like you're on this path too, helping people understand that there is validity in the woo-woo. And when we have that deeper understanding and faith and belief, then it carries us forward. And we don't need willpower, because willpower is really just another form of resistance. But we can actually start consciously and intentionally shifting our beliefs, our thoughts, which then affect our feelings, our actions, and results.
It is really fascinating to me because, I've gone through my mother, who passed last year, and she had been in the hospital hundreds of times. And I'll tell you, when they do give you the temporary or they do fix you up temporarily, but they kept saying, even in the early years when she was there, that, and I heard them saying it to everyone, you've got to change your thoughts. You've got to change your thoughts. Now, when you are sick, when you feel that your body is betraying you, basically, and that's what you feel when you have something. It's not, my body is suffering with cancer. It's, I've got cancer. There's a difference. I caught this and it's infecting this, and my body has betrayed me. It hasn't fought this off. And that's how we feel about a lot of diseases. And we look for some pill outside of ourselves to cure it. But it started way before that. My mom, it was that constant anxiety, worry, and depression that she went through all her life. And when you get older, it's harder to even control it. You go into it more. So when you start to, but she never made the relationship. She never made the relationship. It was how she was feeding the energy around her body, her whole being, her aura, her clogging up her chakras. And I know that's very woo-woo, folks, I know, but that's our force of life. That is our force of life that goes from our tailbone all the way up to divinity. And it is it's our life force. Without it, we do not live. And the Asian beliefs call it chi. So let's talk a little bit about this, because I want to bring it home hard for people, because we depend on this Band-Aid medicine to fix our lives, and it doesn't work that way.
Right, absolutely. And really it starts when we're young, just because we're not taught to think about the power that our thoughts have over us. We're actually taught the opposite. We're taught, don't cry, don't show your feelings in public. You're strong. Like, we learn lessons like you're strong, but at the cost of being in touch with our feelings and our emotions. And so what do? We store them away, and we don't even realize we're doing it. We store them in our heart. We store them in our throat. We store them in our lower back. We store them in our hips.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why later, why we're having low back pain, or we have a heart attack, or, maybe we're storing things in your head and you end up having a stroke or migraines or, brain fog. It manifests in different ways for different people. For many reasons, it could be time. It could be the power of that emotion over the person. How impactful was that experience, and how much are we pushing it away? Because that old saying of what we resist persists is very true. And so we have to, at the first step, start to be willing to acknowledge what we're feeling and really start to tune in and get to know our bodies again. That's the other thing about the Western culture, is it really encourages a disconnect from the body. And in order to start to heal ourselves, which is possible, it is entirely possible to heal yourself just by the power of your thoughts alone. And with your thoughts will come those actions, but it starts with the thoughts. And so to really just be willing to get to know yourself and to start to,
That's
get curious.
Scary.
It is.
It's scary for some people to get to know themselves and to say, wait a minute, what thought is causing this? Why am I having this pain all the time? Why do I have this autoimmune disease that no doctor seems to be able to figure out? Why do I have whatever? I'm thinking of things that I've heard. And when we start to, it all starts with our thoughts. I mean, you get the Band-Aid medicine and you have to fix the thought process. And with that, it can be direct or non-direct. Now, can you talk about that? In other words, let me ask the question in a way that you can. If the direct would be, okay, I am going to calm this body down. I am going to feel this healing light fill it. I am going to be healed. It is going to I'm going to have peace. I'm going to have calm. My body is in good health. That kind of thing. But then there are the hidden beliefs. Like, I always feel like I'm being persecuted, or I always feel like I am being pushed down, or I am always feeling like all these other feelings that are coming up that cause the autoimmune. Could you talk about these two different levels of healing? Because these are levels of healing.
Yes. I love that you brought this up. So, because the second one that you brought up, those beliefs and thoughts that we are more unconscious about, those are usually the ones that are culturally and ancestrally ingrained in us, for lack of a better word.
Yes.
Or, and so those okay, so we'll start with the first one that you brought up. So the conscious, the deliberate, the intentional. No,
yes.
It's good. And again, one of the practices that I do and that I encourage all my clients to do is so simple yet so powerful, and it's every morning and then multiple times throughout your day, just connect to the light. And when I say the light, I mean source. You can envision it
God,
as
universe,
like a giant sun, whatever.
An old man in a chair, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you want to call in your, spirit guide team, your angels, your higher self, whoever it is that you work with, or maybe you don't even know, you're not to that stage yet. So I would just say a lot of times the easiest thing is for people to connect to the light of the sun.
Nice.
And the sun is a very divine, powerful energy in our life, especially as human beings on this planet.
Right.
The sun has a lot to do with the functioning of this planet. So,
yeah.
And then just allow that light to come in to wash over you. And just this intention and act opens up your mind and your body to receive in a way that at first you won't realize how powerful it is. But as you do this on a daily basis, you'll start to see things unfold differently in your life. You will be less reactionary, and you will be more of the observer. And so we start here with this opening and this connecting and this bringing in and allowing it to wash over. It's really allowing yourself to receive, because this is a big thing, too, for Westerners, is we don't really know how to receive.
No.
We know how to strive, and we know how to work hard, and we know all of these, ancestral and cultural things that we've been taught over the, hundreds of years, but we are not really good at receiving.
It's interesting. People are saying, well, let this light just shine on me. Come on. And believe it or not, folks, from my own personal healing of my own self, it's amazing. It's amazing when you ask for that light, and you can do the sun, or when you get really good, you just know that you are from unconditional love, and that they will bring that light of healing. And what did Jesus say? Now do not sin no more. And what he meant was, don't think about the sickness anymore. Don't put yourself in that same circumstance. I just healed you. Leave it alone, right? So, but when I lay down and I say, can I have a healing force? It will go, even if I don't even know where the source of whatever it is that's causing me pain is, where it is in my body. That light will know. And you will feel it go right to that area, and you will say, no, that's not where it is. Well, yes, it is. So allow that light, wherever you feel it in the body, come to you. You allow it, and it feels so incredibly lifting and healing. And you've got to trust it. And is that all you do? No. Right? Dr. Lara, we have got to take responsibility for our health then. Yes.
So this is just the first step. Because once you start doing this and receiving, then it opens you up to be ready to do the other things. And you will notice that you no longer need that willpower, because you are excited, willing, and ready to do all those things that have been so hard and resistance filled for you in the past will start to come easier. You will, especially let's maybe talk about food and cravings.
Yeah, context. Let's do that.
I feel like we can all relate to that.
Food, right?
Food and cravings. So, and especially females, we have hormones. So we're on a cycle, and sometimes our hormones will support the cravings, and sometimes they will help us not have them. And so when we're in the midst of this craving period, so to say, we open up, we allow the light. Allow light, like you said, come in, go wherever it needs to go, and then just notice what memories are coming up, what thoughts are coming up. And when you start to look at that, then you can say, oh, this is coming up because it's ready to be cleared and released. And you can ask that light to just go ahead and clear and release this for me. I no longer need this. This is something that is usually contributing to the cravings, whether you realize it or not. So again, this is bridging that unconscious with the conscious. And again, you're probably thinking like, what? You're just making this way too simple. You're oversimplifying it. Cravings are powerful and very disruptive in my life. They could be, absolutely. But when we allow them without acting on them, and we just start to observe and get curious, then it's when we can bring in our tools of clearing and releasing, because that's really the full process. The 360-degree view is we clear, release, we uncover, we discover, we learn, and then when it comes up again, then we ask the same question again. Okay, what am I thinking, remembering? Okay, so it's like an onion or a lotus flower, all the petals, all the layers. We just keep clearing and releasing until it's finally gone. And we have to, again, be willing to be patient with ourselves, to be compassionate, to release that judgment that we've been taught to do. That judgment that we all do to ourselves is something we've been taught. It's not, some would argue that it's biologically natural, and that's how we evolved to be here today, and in some ways that's correct. But also so much of that judgment, again, is cultural and ancestral.
It is, and it doesn't have to be pain, guys. Like, for instance, me, I was wondering, because I move fast. I'm the kind of person that makes a decision and does it. And because I've thought about it before, or if I'm like getting ready for an interview, or when I'm getting a new program out, or when I'm doing something that I want done faster. Well, what I'll find myself doing is going into the kitchen and eating chocolate. Now, why am I doing that? I really, at first it was totally unconscious. Like, I didn't even know it. It was part of that energy cycle, that wanting to get it done fast, wanting to get this moving, get this website up again, or whatever, whatever the issue is at that day. And so I go in and I eat chocolate. It's that simple. And then when I started to observe, I stood in the kitchen. I thought, what in the heck am I doing here? You don't even realize you're going to the kitchen to eat the sweet or the whatever it is that you like. Me, it tends to be... Well, they say you're salty or sweet. No, hon, I like it all. So I go in and I'm grabbing chocolate chips or something, thinking, oh, it's only a chocolate chip. It's not going to be bad, right? But anyway, after the 1,000th one, you go in and you stop and you say, wait a minute, what am I doing and why? Just observe it. Why am I here? Well, you're going to eat again. Well, why am I eating again? And that's how you start to undo the layer. And it might be just so simple. And I came to, well, it's not moving fast enough for me. So then I kind of looked at it and I said, well, why does everything have to move so fast? Because that's how my dad taught me. You go for it, you make it happen, do it. And that added to my stuff. Isn't it easy? I mean, it's not like it has to be a traumatic. It might be traumatic, but it doesn't have to be traumatic. And yet it can alter your life forever.
Yes. And can I just say that even if it is, if whatever is coming up when you're tuning into the why am I here, why am I doing what I'm doing right now, pause. And it only has to be a brief pause to be life-changing, like you said.
Exactly.
You do not have to relive that in order to heal it and clear it. Just the acknowledgement, oh, it's this. Okay, bring in the light, ask your angels, your guides, your higher self to help you clear it and release it. It does not have to be re-triggering.
Especially a trauma.
Live it. You don't. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's actually better if you don't go into the story.
Yeah, unless it's affecting other parts of your life. Where it affects one, it affects others. Yeah. But if it's trauma, you need to get to a therapist. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
If it's hard trauma. Yes.
And so much of this work is, especially when you're in the beginning, the discovery phase, it really, really is helpful to work with someone and let them help you work through it.
Oh my gosh,
through it, discover through it. And so there's so many coaches and healers and helpers out there that's sort of that's their calling. And they're doing it because
and
they
we
want
have more and more coming.
Yeah.
How do people find out about you? Where can they look? How can they learn more?
So I'm at drlaramay.com, drlaramay.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the things, social media, YouTube, also at Dr. Lara May. And, I have both individual one-on-one and group programs. And I'm also starting to host retreats, which I'm super excited about.
Awesome. Well, people, please go to our site if you want to go to Dominican Republic. That's fantastic. And really, everyone, check out AlenaChapman.com. It has changed. Oh, my gosh. There's some wonderful courses there. And even if you want to go on a journey, Thursday on every other week, We are having, just check with me on my site. I have people to my house to have a little wine, a little hors d'oeuvres, and to do meditation, a guided meditation that gives you insight, clarity, and focus for the week. There's so much going on. Check it out. But most of all, allow that spirit to open up the love inside of you. Namaste, my beautiful friends.